Alright, I'm not waiting for the live to build. I'll just save the live after I'm done with it. So the background story, you hearing me properly? And have a fan in the background. You hearing the fan more than you hearing me? Yes, you hearing the fan more than you hearing me, or you hearing me properly? Okay, good. So the background story is 2019. I had a cyst removed. I had a surgery, a cystectomy. The cyst was 21 centimeters long. After that, I had a miscarriage later on in the year. By October, it was done with. So I had the surgery in May, and the fan or myself. It's on the lowest. Sorry. It's okay? Or it's too much? Alright. So the cystectomy was in 2019. The cystectomy was in 2019, and then I miscarried later on in that year. By October, the miscarriage was over and done with. I remember the 2nd of October, I had to go to Mount Hope to finish, just for them to check me out and make sure everything was fine. So 2020 August, the end of 2020 August, I was pregnant. That is my first year of the last menstrual period. First year of the last menstrual period was the end of August, right? So, well, Ollie born the 1st of May. And sometime this year, around March, I believe, I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. So they had to do the all-day test with me in Mount Hope. The first test they told me to stop eating from 12 o'clock the night. So I stopped eating from like 7 o'clock the night, which is incorrect. When they say stop eating at 12, they mean eat and then don't eat after that. I didn't know that, and that threw off my results. So I get diagnosed with gestational, and then I had to go back to do the all-day test. When you're doing the all-day test, you're eating, and then they're testing you an hour after you finish eating, I believe. And then depending on how the I'm okay. Depending on how the results go, I think, then they will know how to move from there. But my results were good. In what day was that, boy? At 27 weeks, when you have gestational, they bring the baby early. So I had gestational, so at 27 weeks, which was fine with me. I was very happy with that situation because I was ready for him to be out. I feel like if the longer I wait, the bigger he gets. And then he would have to come out big. I wasn't up for that at all. So the earlier the better. I had a feeling he was ready, and he was. So at 27 weeks, the Thursday, the 20-something of April, I went in and they kept me. The week before that, though, they wanted to keep me, and I discharged myself. I don't advise that, but I hadn't slept in a couple of days, and I was just making bad decisions, and I just couldn't stand that hospital. I just wanted to be home, and as soon as I reached home, I was like, that wasn't a good decision at all to discharge myself, and it wasn't. I told them that the baby wasn't moving as much, but it was just my first week home from work, first time at home all day with the baby, because I worked straight up until the 26th week, I think. So I was just accustomed to the baby not moving, to feeling the baby move whole day. It would feel like if he was moving whole day, but it's just he would I busy. So when he started to move, I'm noticing. But when I'm home by myself, he not moving as wasn't seeming to be moving as much as I thought. So I told them that and they wanted to keep me, and I discharged myself because I feel like if at the time I didn't think that that was the best way to go. But I wouldn't advise anybody to not listen to medical personnel. I wasn't qualified to tell myself that it's time for me to go home. But that's what I did, and I went home. I didn't have my bags packed, I wasn't ready, and I was tired. So I just take a gravel and went to sleep. And then when I wake up, I was like, that was a very bad decision. God forbid something should happen and they make me sign saying, God forbid something should happen, is my responsibility. So the week after that, the Tuesday, I went back in prepared with my bags packed, and they kept me. So that was the 27th week. They kept me the Tuesday. I had to spend the night in Mount Hope on the antenatal ward. While I was there, somebody had lost their baby at 6 months. It was unfortunate. It was very sad. Her first baby. It was very sad. 2 women went into labor that same night and was laboring. But I wasn't feeling anything, and they didn't give me the pills. They usually insert 2 cytotex, 1 at a time. The day after that, the Friday, that night I didn't have a fan, and it was hot and uncomfortable, so I barely sleep. The next night, the Friday night, the belly still big. I got a fan during the day. I had my water and everything, and sometime around lunchtime, I get the first tablet. Listen, by this time, I was getting, my mucus plug had come out like 2 weeks before. They would give me a cervical exam, checking my cervix, and then when I got home, my mucus plug come out. It was disgusting looking, but it and then it didn't stop. The mucus didn't stop until I gave birth. So that was that. Those exams were painful. When they checked in my cervix, it was painful. But I felt like if, this is probably nothing compared to actual labor. And I was right. It was nothing at one point. Okay, I'll save that for later. So they gave me the first tablet. I didn't really feel anything. They gave me the second tablet around 12. No, they gave me the first tablet around 12. They gave me the second tablet in the night, in the afternoon after 6, I believe. And when I got that second tablet, I started to feel something. Nothing much, just a little thing. But the doctors and them came back after 10. They checked me. They say 3 centimeters. I was like, oh, so it's happening, but I'm not really feeling much, I wasn't feeling much. And then they came in my room and said, okay, pack up your stuff, let you go downstairs. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready mentally at all. But things was happening. I messaged who I had to message, I post what I need to post, and then I went downstairs to the labor room. And I met the nicest midwife. She just seemed to be about her business. She seemed like if she knew what she was doing. So I hadn't gotten the chance to take the enema yet. So she gave me the enema. I had to hold it in for as long as possible, and then go over the toilet, hold it in for as long as possible, and then let it out. If you know, you know. And then she burst my water bag, and I started leaking. And then a short while later, I had to get another cervical exam. Now, this one was the most painful of all. And the midwife said, you did very well. I don't know what, it feels good when she said that. She said I do a good job and that this was the first most painful thing that I'm going to experience for the night. And she was very right. So I asked her if I'm going to get any pain medication. In my head I'm thinking, epidural or something. She said I'll get one injection for pain, but it's not going to help. It's not going to work. But I'll get it. So I had one IV in my hand already. They hook up a next one. They gave me one saline drip, I believe, and then they gave me two of the two bags, one after the next, of the drips to make the contractions come down. So the first bag, the contractions started coming. She said the drip's going to make the contractions come hard and fast by the second bag. And she was right. The first bag, it was coming, but I had like 10 minutes apart. That o'clock on the wall, it was about 10 minutes apart. It felt like period pain, and I was going good. They had a little monitor on my belly so I could see hear the baby heartbeat. They could monitor the baby heartbeat and the contractions. By the second bag, I was in pain. It felt like serious period pain. Like, I remember it being about 3 o'clock in the morning and me thinking, what will happen if I just go home? Why I can't just pick up I don't even need my bags. What will happen if I just go home, boy? And I was like, this wouldn't be forever. Just wait it out. Just wait it out. And if it lasts too long and you want to go home, nobody could stop you. So I don't know what I was telling myself, but that's what I told myself at that point in time. Madness. So okay, so when it started to get real bad, like about 3:30, the contractions was coming like minutes up. Oliver baby birthing story. The contractions coming about 3 minutes apart, and let me say the contraction lasts about a minute. Before the contraction finish, I am dead sleeping and I am dreaming, to tell you how asleep I am, until the next contraction come. So like I feel any pain, but I'm passing out in between. And it was wild dreams too. Like, I don't know, I dreamed so much different things while on that bed. It was just wild. I can't even remember any, but I remember thinking, this real exciting, boy. In the midst of the pain, of course, but the dreams were very, very, very vivid and exciting. By the time it was 4:30 a.m., yeah, the contractions feel like a period pain. A serious double over period pain. I would lean to one side when the contraction was coming and you wouldn't be able to hear the baby heartbeat. And the midwife was constantly telling me, "Ma'am, you need to lie on your back." But I couldn't. I would just say, she just know I'm going to lie back on my back, and I would eventually go back on my back afterwards. I think the change shift while I was in there. The first set of midwife she was really nice to me, but when the pain really started to come, like the change shift, and somebody else was dealing with me, and she said I was hardened, and I don't feel like if that accurately described me at that point in time. I was not hardened. I like to listen to doctors whenever I'm in the hospital, whatever they say goes, to a certain extent. So there I was lying on the bed for 4:30. They came and they do one more exam on me, and my knees up on the bed because I was doing the exam. People on 4:54 a.m. So my knees up, everything open, everybody looking, and they're saying, one doctor at the side of me, she said, I think you're ready. And I was like, you feel you could take him out now, please? You could take him out now? She was like, yeah, once you could follow instructions. And I was like, this is my moment to shine. I can't follow instructions. So she told me to push. No tears had been shed. I didn't scream. I wasn't bawling down the place. When the contractions come, I'm moaning, leaning to the left, and then passing out on my back. And when the contractions come, I would push. So the first contraction, I pushed. His head was right at the entrance. The contraction end, and they said to wait. The second contraction come, it was all very quick. He came out in less than a minute. I pushed, his whole head was out. And then I pushed 2 more times, I believe, and his body came out. They pressed my belly, they get out all the placenta. They show me the entire thing on a silver plate. And then the ordeal began. I was like, he ripped me? And the midwife was like, just a little thing, nothing much. The doctor, I believe it was an intern. The intern came, sit down, squat in front of me. Now they gave me the baby, the rest of them want me to take him and I put him in a something at the side. She looking at me and begins to do this. Right out the hole that I just pushed out the baby. And start saying, I can't, why she not stopping, why still have blood, she still bleeding, she not stopping bleed. And I'm like, and then I start crying. I cried. I feel like if you couldn't gently press, you couldn't do nothing. Ollie waking up just now, huh? You couldn't do nothing. You really needed to like press on me so hard at this point in time. So she sews me up. Hold on. Great. So she sews me up. No, she didn't sew me up. She keep dabbing for a while, and then she calls her senior doctor to come and sew me up, who takes her time, gently presses. She gently presses and manages to get the job done without me shedding more tears. It was awful. That was an ordeal. I cry. Like the tears just keep running, and eventually she started to feel sorry for me. That's why she called the senior doctor, because like that wasn't fair at all. Like after I gone through the whole labor process, no tears, no screaming, and you really had to. That wasn't nice at all. Nice boy. Right. And right after that, they sew me up. I get to change. I had to get up and clean up myself a little bit. They put me in a wheelchair, wheel me out to the front. I saw Victoria and Ollie's father there. They get to peek at him a little bit, and then they put me on the postnatal ward until it was time for me to go home. So they check out Ollie. They said everything was good. The the only thing was that by the second day, the Saturday morning he was born. The Sunday afternoon, I was just crying whole time. I was ready to be home. Just I had on my mask and just tears running. I was really, really ready to be out today. And as soon as it time, because they left the two access in my hands. So imagine having those two big needles in your hands while trying to lift up and take care of your baby at the same time. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. So when I finally get to go home, it was good. And then I come home, and something I was saying that how I was telling them they could run right by 96 convenience store, which is right up there by me. It is right up there by me. So Lenroy was like a 6 to 9 convenience store. And I thought that was hilarious. I laugh. When I tell you I laugh. I just stand up there. I couldn't move. And then I peed on myself right there. I just pee. And it was plenty pee. Okay, that's probably TMI, but like I I really didn't want to pee. So I was surprised. So I was laughing at his joke, and then I was laughing because it had so much pee, and then I was laughing. I was just so happy to be home. Y'all wouldn't believe. And then that was it. I mean, like, I never used to cry as much. But after Oliver born, I feel like if I was crying at everything, like anytime he cry, I cry. I crying for every little thing. It is a very emotional time. And would you believe, like after he was born and stuff, after I go through that ordeal, I can go and make a next one. I prepared to make a next baby. I feel like if it was tough, but it was worth it. Like I got a prize at the end. Every day he doing something new and he doing something better. So, all right, yeah. Not right now though. I need a hot girl summer. I need a proper hot girl summer after this. Alright, well it was nice talking to Ollie. I'll save the live just in case Ollie wants to go back and review it at any time. And Ollie could have fun. Any questions? Are you curious about anything, by the way? Alright, my love. Well, you can message me if you're curious. Bye, guys. Abstinence is key. Yeah, don't do it. Wildness.